Hello, hello, hello. I'm Bahadur Amiri. I manage the wireless team at Cisco. It's a pleasure to be here, not only because of the great audience we have here, also the great partnership we have built with Silicon Labs over the last few years to build enterprise IoT together. Also, I have Payman, my colleague, my friend with me here. He's expert in wireless, IoT, security, and AI, and it's a pleasure to be presenting with him together. So today, we are going to talk about unlocking enterprise IoT potentials. In case you don't know Cisco, I'm going to go first a little bit talk about what Cisco is and what we do in enterprise environment, and then we will go next to the use cases and how we unlock the potential for enterprise IoT. Cisco dominates the networking equipment market. If you can think of routing, switching, wireless, and other network equipment, Cisco is the market leader across the board for all these technologies. In particular, for wireless, we have been the market leader for past 2.5 decades since the Wi-Fi started. And we have over $4 billion revenue per year on the Wi-Fi enterprise. 50% of Fortune 500 companies are our customers. This is across different verticals in enterprise. We have over 30 million Cisco access points deployed across different verticals. It is our on-prem solution, which is called Catalyst, or formerly was named Wembu, and the cloud solution, which is the Meraki. And now these are combined under Cisco Wireless. We have over 1 billion devices daily connecting to our access points. And in particular, in IoT area, we have over 10K of IoT deployments. We can think of 10,000 different buildings. It can be hotels like this, or manufacturing warehouses and things like that. And that is the area we are working together with Silicon Labs to grow the market. We have 4 million of our access points that are serving Wi-Fi. At the same time, they're serving IoT as well. And we will go over that in more details. But before that, I want to explain what are the different verticals in the enterprise market that we are talking about. We start with retail. You can think of any store. Like we have large brands like Albertsons, for example, is our customer. There are different use cases in IoT that are evolving in the retail market. One is electronic shelf labels, and others are sensors, for example, temperature, humidity sensors that they put across the store in the fridge or other areas. Also, location analytics is very important. For example, some of our customers, they add an asset tag to the shopping cart when you go to store. They monitor like how long you stay at the store, which path you take, and they can optimize that for their business. Going to hospitality, you can think of biggest hotel chains in the world, like Hilton and IHG, which are our customers, and also cruise lines, the Royal Caribbean, Carnival, and others. Many use cases are also evolving there. Smart door locks are the first one, which is working on 802.15.4. But we also have wayfinding. For example, in the cruise, you want to find where to go. You can watch that in your app and find your path. Or environmental sensors that are getting deployed across the different areas. We also have child tracking. If you if you've gone to a cruise, you can open the app, and through the bracelet that your kids have, you can see where they are in the cruise, and you can find them. Also, food delivery. Another use case that is evolving is that you can order a drink or food on your mobile app, and then you can go sit by the pool, and the food gets delivered to you because they can track your location through the wristband that you have. Smart workspaces. Another area is office buildings are becoming more smarter. You can enter the building, they're monitored there. You can see which rooms are occupied. You can book the room right there. It's connected to your Outlook calendar, and it can book the room for you. You can see the size of that occupancy, how long is available, and through the sensors that are supported from the IoT side. Wayfinding and energy savings are other use cases for the smart workspaces. For example, HVAC control through IoT. You can detect if the floor is occupied or not, and based on that, you can manage the HVAC system. Healthcare is another big vertical. We have companies like United Healthcare, HCA, Mayo Clinic are our customers. Medical devices, many of them are working based on BLE or BLE connectivity, and the data will go to their server. Also asset tracking, like if they want to know where the IV stand is or where the scan machine is, they can look at the map and they can find those devices. Newborn tracking is another critical use case in the healthcare. They can also see nurse, like they can track nurse, see how long they spend in each room during the day. That's another use case. And indoor navigation. If you go to a big hospital, like you don't know where department 280 is, you can just look at that on the map, and then it will give you indoor navigation. Industrial with robotics, warehousing, pallet tracking, and many other use cases also evolving in that vertical. So as Cisco as enterprise, we have deployment across all these verticals for wireless, for Wi-Fi, and we are enabling these IoT use cases on top of that. But this huge potential it comes with complexity. If you look at these use cases, right now the way these are deployed, mostly they have their own gateway, they have their own app, and then different companies build their own devices, and it is fragmented. It comes with complexity. When you go to a hospital, like you look at ceiling, you see 5 different type of gateways on the ceiling, some for medical devices, one for Wi-Fi, one for location tracking, and it is very complicated, very costly to install these gateways on the ceiling. So what we are doing at Cisco is exactly trying to solve that problem. By integrating the IoT into our wireless access points, the IoT radios there, so the footprint of 30 million APs that we have, we can leverage that to enable IoT services without need for installation of additional gateways there. We are also building a software stack on top of that, which will help you to manage those devices, monitor them, do firmware upgrade, and other things that you need through the software stack. I'm going to show a short video about our Wi-Fi 7 access point, where we have reimagined Wi-Fi access points with our Wi-Fi 7, and then I will pass it to Payman to walk you through more details of the technical implementation of that.
Thanks, Bahadur. As you could see in the video, we've designed our Wi-Fi 7 APs not only to be the top-of-the-line Wi-Fi access point, but also to be top-of-the-line IoT gateway. We have worked closely with our partners in Silicon Labs. We have integrated the BLE 6.0 from Silicon Labs, which have key functions for us, like a channel sounding, which we use for more accurate BLE locationing. We also have additional radios like GPS and ultra-wideband, which we use for locating APs and locative devices relative to the APs, and we'll talk about those briefly later. So what is key here? Like Bahadur said, Cisco is the largest AP vendor in the world for enterprise use cases. We have more than 30 million APs online and connected. We manage the life cycle of these APs. We meet all the security requirements. We do software updates on them. We have software to make sure these APs stay up 24/7, and if there is any issue, we address them. So we have this very large footprint. What we have done is we've developed a software stack which can take advantage of this large footprint, which is called Cisco Spaces. By enabling Cisco Spaces, you can enable a variety of use cases like occupancy detection, indoor navigation, asset tracking, energy monitoring, employee safety, and beyond. So here we briefly touch on how Cisco Spaces function. We have a high-level block diagram here of APs and switches. APs and switches are the devices that sensors and other IoT devices can connect to. Let's say you have a Cisco deployment and you want to bring in IoT devices. You can go to Cisco software stack, turn on Cisco Spaces. Once you turn on Cisco Spaces, all these devices are ready to onboard devices, IoT devices for you. So Cisco Spaces have a marketplace. Let's say you want to bring in some BLE sensors. You can go to that marketplace, order those BLE sensors. They get shipped from third-party vendors directly to you. And the ordering information from third-party vendor is then used to onboard these devices. You enter those information, and then you could onboard those devices pretty easily. Once the IoT device is onboarded to our network, you could do software upgrade on it. You can look at battery state of it. We manage the life cycle of IoT devices through Cisco networks. Moreover, we can get all the data from these IoT devices onto Cisco Spaces interface. We can also stream it to a set of partner applications. We have a partner store for a variety of applications like building management, healthcare applications, and beyond, where those solutions are already integrated on top of our solution. Or you can integrate your own solution through a standard APIs we provide. So by doing this, we reduce the total cost of ownership. You do not have to run a new parallel network. You don't have to do all the software management of gateway and other things. You could focus on your value add and the value you bring in by your own technology. Here we have an example of how, one of the outcomes on Cisco Spaces. So one key item when you have one large building or many large buildings, like a lot of our customers, is location. Without having location and maps, it's very hard or impossible to make sense out of IoT data. We have a large collection of maps from our customers. We get CAD maps from our customers. Cisco Spaces ingest those maps. And we have AI software in the backend that create 3D-looking intuitive maps. For example, here on this map, you can see conference room furnitures and other things that make it visually easy to understand the map. The other key technology we have is AP Autolocate. As we showed earlier in the slides, we have a variety of wireless technologies. We have Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, ultra-wideband, and GPS. We measure distance between these APs using these radios. We fuse the data. We have GPS. We measure distance from APs to satellites when they're visible. And then we combine all this information, and over a span of time, we automatically compute the AP location. Once you have the AP location, you could place it on the map, and you have a map, and you have AP location, so you could now place the IoT devices you're servicing on the map, because you have anchors indoors which could be used to place the devices on the map. So now if a sensor device gives you a value, air quality, temperature, or any other value, we could place it on the map. Or if you want to do asset tracking or indoor navigation, we have anchors to do that. With that, we transition to a video from one of our large customers in Europe, Dale Hayes, which manage several large retail chains.
Outlet is a global retailer. We have 8,000 stores and 16 brands. We're talking about 63 million visits per week.
It's for me a great experience to shop at Deleuze. There's always something to discover there.
What's very important to me and also to Deleuze, it's really making that difference in our customers' lives to give offers relevant to him or her based on purchases. Is it with inspiration? Is it with deals? It's really understanding them and helping them move forward.
Cisco Spaces was the obvious choice to deploy because we actually had already Cisco infrastructure available for our Wi-Fi. So what we're doing is actually leveraging the existing infrastructure.
Enabling Cisco Spaces was easy because we had already infrastructure, so it was just a matter of selecting the right checkbox and it was done.
If you leverage your own Wi-Fi infrastructure, then the data you capture there is yours. And you actually can monetize that data towards paying for your Wi-Fi infrastructure.
Thanks to the Cisco SDK, we're able to get in touch with our clients, to engage with them, and to create personalized personas. So we know as a customer, if it's a weekend visitor, if it's a daily visitor, how often is he coming? What is the dwell time of the customer?
So there is a new software layer on top of the traditional network that brings business functionality useful for a retailer like us.
What's super exciting for me today is actually the journey we are on. You see technology evolving so fast.
What's special also is that it's going to be out of the box. We don't need to install again something new.
There's so many opportunities to really make a difference and to be relevant in our customer lives. And I think we are just at the beginning, so eager to fast forward and to see where we can land.